Hello and welcome to another video from Game Club Tabletop. Today I'm looking at the new starter set, also referred to as the introductory set for Bolt Action from Warlord Games. This will be a little bit of a what's in the box, but also looking at ways in which you can start to use the set, and we'll try and maybe even have a look at some of the initial missions from the rulebook that's included. So first things first, it's got an outer cover on the box, which has within it then another box. Right, so you can see nice outer sleeves, nice art, and then we're into the main bit of the box. You get quite a thick, as you can see there, book to explain how to start. You get a lot of bases. There was more than this, but as you'll see when we get to it, there's some empty sprues. You get 2 sprues, which are now near enough empty, for the farmhouse, ruined farmhouse kit. And this will let you build a really nice set of ruins to start using. You get a bag, which is essential for how you play the game, when you put your dice in. And then you get 2 sprues. This one, again, I've had parts off, as you'll see in a minute. I've built some of the minis up so you can start to see what they look like. So you get 2 sprues for the Germans and 2 sprues for the Americans. So this one's the follow-on. And then, so that's the German Grenadier. So you get 2 German Grenadier sprues. And then you get, again, you can see, these one up. You get 2 sprues of, it's the Rangers. Is that somewhere? Yeah. US Rangers kit from 24. You're going to get some D6 as well as 3 order dice for each side to get you going. And you get a sheet of cardboard tokens. So you can see you get some cardboard pin markers rather than the plastic ones that would come in the bigger sets, more expensive sets of Bolt Action. And a ruler just to help you do some measuring. And there's a cardboard half track for you to use in some of the missions, so that you can start to experience vehicles in the game without having to invest in the vehicle on a token, just to show you've immobilized that. It also comes with a paper play mat, which we'll get out in a bit to have a look at. And it also, the exterior of the box that it comes in also doubles up as a little bit of 3D terrain. So in this sense, I think Warlord have really been paying attention to some of the smaller sets, some of the starter sets from Games Workshop that do some very similar things. So they're going to give you a couple of forces, and they're going to give you the basics to start playing. If you want the full rules, you're going to have to buy them separate, but again, it's keeping the cost down. So this is recommended retail of £40 at the moment on the Warlord store, but you'll pick it up for anything from sort of £30 to £35 at friendly local gaming stores or online. So it's worth looking around, especially at the moment when there's some deals on. So essentially, I did say it would be a bit of an unboxing. That's essentially what you're going to get in. It's not really an unboxing, so like I say, I've already taken it apart. So if you have a look at some of the things I've built already, and then we'll have a little look at the book. So it shows you a picture of the ruined farmhouse and how they suggest you put it together. I think the main thing they want you to do is to sort of have a couple of buildings, so you've not just got one, and they also want it so you've got a second level, but it's also able to sort of make a little defensive space for one of the missions. Now I have started to paint it. It's very straightforward paint job I've done, just a lighter grey on the stonework. I've used a Citadel colour Shabti to be the plaster. It was Celestra grey on the stonework, and then just at the minute that's a dark grey contrast paint on the stones, on the smaller stones, with a little bit of a dry brush, which you can't really pick up with this camera, but I've still got some work to do on this, obviously. And then I use 2 different brown contrast paints, snakebite leather, and I think it's hardened leather. This one from Well, that one's definitely Citadel, and that one, I can't remember now. Army Painter, I think. So that's the house that I've built. And then I've done up the troops for the first 2 missions, because I was hoping to show a little bit of that today. So we've got, the first mission is 3 of each, and the second mission it asks you to add 2 Germans, so that's why there's 5 Germans on that side, and another 3 US troops. And in the book, it shows you, one, you get the sprue guides itself, so you can familiarise yourself with what all the different parts are, and it shows you on here what they are for both of the sprues, which is really good. And then before each mission, it's going to give you a suggestion of the figures you build, and again, really clearly show you which parts are relevant. I like the way it's color coded, so you can see that this figure is red, so all the parts that are red, it makes it a little bit easier to work through, and then you can build them. Now, because they're hard plastic glue will pop these together really simply. Unlike things like some of the Games Workshop sets where you'll get when there might be push fit in the starter sets, and then monopose, so you click off parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that'll build your model, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 will build your next model. With historics more, and with some GW kits, you're just going to get all the options you can to build your troops in different ways. So we're going to have rifles, you know, we're going to have bazookas, submachine guns, assault rifles, and things. So you're going to get all sorts of different things on your sprues. So this will, if you're not super familiar, we'll just give you a good basic way of building it. And as you go through, and as we get to the different stages, it's going to show you, right, you need to build another 3 Americans, another 2 Germans, and then we need a guy on each team with some machine guns, and then you need a German with a rifle, and then we're going to make a bazooka team, and then I think you just finish everything off. But depending on how you want to do it, by this point you may be a bit more comfortable, a bit more familiar, and you might want to, you know, start using some special weapons. We can get the Panzerfaust out. But there are sniper rifles on the things as well, so if you wanted to sort of make a sniper team instead of going full out with the infantry squads, you could do that. But if you just want to build what's in the book, that's probably a great way of starting, and it'll give you the stats for that for this final battle, which is the all-out war with everything on the table. Okay, as well as showing you how to get through those first missions, which are going to teach you the basics of the game, it's going to give you a little bit of an introduction to the hobby in general. Okay, and showing you what you can achieve when you practice. It's going to show you about playing games and sort of, you know, wonderful sets you can get up to once you've been in the hobby a bit. And then this is quite nice, I thought, again, if you're not super familiar or you're not sure where you want to go after this set, really nice little breakdown of the main theatres of war for World War II and the forces that are different in those. So, you know, as we get to a new front, you'll see, you know, different infantry, great place maps showing you where all the main battles have happened. So again, if you want to refight historical battles, we've got a way into that. Find out which ones you want to do. Pick a place, maybe, you know, maybe you're familiar with, and you can then look at what happened there and research that so you can get it how you want. A little bit about how to build, what tools you'll need, and you will need some tools. There's no tools or glue or paint in the box with this one, but it's going to show you very simply what you're going to need. The back of a craft knife is just as good really as a mold line scraper for most people, but if you want a separate one, that's, you know, that's up to yourself. And then it's going to talk to you roughly about how to play, some very basic rules on how to play the game at this point, teach you about the ordered dice and the basic concepts of what a unit is, line of sight, how to play. Like I said, then we're back to the missions, and then after the missions there's some more stuff. So a little bit about painting, okay, and again about basing, because basing, weirdly, a well-based model will actually detract from a less well-done paint job, which I'm very familiar with because I'm not a great painter. Okay, and I'll talk you through here and how to do different things and it will show you some of the colours that they've chosen to paint with, and where you can get them from. Okay, and again, some quite detailed stuff to get this nice camouflage work if you wanted to go that far. I must admit, and then again for the Americans. Okay, some basic detailing. Now, I am a lazy painter, unfortunately. I'm not the most skilled, but I do like them painted and out on the table. So I tend to take a more relaxed view of painting. So I've started anyway. These are the ones I've built so far. So those are the 5 gems. I'm trying a few different contrast paints on the Germans, but not happy at the minute. That's Space Wolf Grey from Citadel. But it looks a little bit too washed out, so we might have to look at that again. And then one of the others, I mean, you can't even see it. I used the grey, but again, it's not really doing what I want it to do. So we'll have another look at that. Now, I have foolishly painted the trousers here. I didn't realise they had brown trousers, but I'm much happier with this for the green. That's Astra Militarum contrast paint from Citadel, my Games Workshop, and I'm quite happy with that. But I might have to just look at the trousers, because in the book they're showing them as brown. That's an easy fix. I can sort that out. Like I say, but the basic colours in the book, you know, if you look at that, you can match up with what you think you've got and just get that tied down how you want. So again, that's really good. And then a few different ideas about where you might want to go next. So we've got Bolt Action 3rd edition. And the website. So obviously new rules just come out, not obviously if you're new to the game, but 3rd edition's literally just come out, so it's all fresh and lovely, slightly reworked. All the FAQs, frequently asked questions and things have been answered and pulled into the rules. And then a little bit on where you might want to go next. One thing I would say as someone who's dabbled with building armies for Bolt Action before is vehicles do add a lot of complexity comparatively to the base game. So you know, you probably want to expand your troops and get some of the basic support units in before possibly adding vehicles. But again, if you just love the vehicles, then you're going to need to go and get the main rules probably a bit quicker if you want to start putting vehicles in, because this book won't help you. If you just wanted to add a few more squads to get more troops on the board. And again, here we see we can add different troops. We can add armored fighting vehicles. We can add transports, and then probably here, look, we can see sniper teams, flamethrower teams, Panzerschreck teams that can be added. Like I say, the support teams almost better to add in early on because they just add a choice. If you're not into Americans or Germans, obviously there's lots of other ideas in here. We've got Great Britain and British Commonwealth. We've got Japan, Soviets. Again, good fun. We've got Italy, and then it goes into some other allies. So it's looking at like Belgians, Polish, and also you can do some. They've got kits to let you do partisans and the resistance in France, and then with the Axis, you got Hungary, Romania, and I think they'll throw in the Finns normally. Oh, they haven't shown the Finns, but you could do. And then again, a little bit on how to build your tables, how to throw stuff out, so it just looks a bit more fun to play with. So that's the main bit of the book. I felt, if I can do it, well, I might just have a quick look at some basic play. So if I can just move this to one side for now, get rid of the paints completely. Sorry, I really should have done this better, but I am generally a bit slapdash. So let's get this out. So again, it's a reasonable size. The main reason I haven't done this on my bigger table where I'd normally play is just to show how simple it would be to get started and not necessarily have a lot of space. So, you know, if you do just have a dining table, that's what I'm on at the minute. Just to show that this fits well within the framework of my dining table, which isn't a big one. Okay, There we can see a basic grass map. And it suggests for the first mission that you're just going to put your troops in the corner. So you get 3 Germans in one corner, down here. All with rifles. And you're going to have 3 Americans in the top corner, all with rifles. Okay, so we've got 1 unit each. And essentially, how bolt action works is we're going to use these dice. He says. And for each unit, each separate unit you've got, here, you're going to put one of these, so that the green ones are for Americans, grey ones are for Germany. So we've both got a unit, so we take one of those each. We pop them in the dice bag. And you shake it. That's that simple. Shake it up, and without knowing what you're pulling out, you pull out a dice. Whatever comes out, they get to go first. So here we got the Americans, right? The dice will have on it all the different orders. We've got fire, down, rally, ambush, run, and advance. So there we go. There's your choices. So fire is a more accurate fire. Okay, that's where all you'll do is fire. Run is like a double move. Ambush means that if anything moves in your range, you'll be able to shoot at it. Rally, it will help you get pins off if you're pinned and you can't do anything because you can't pass order tests. And then down is often something you can choose to do if someone's firing at you and you haven't got cover to try and save a unit. Or it's what happens if you fail an order test. You just sort of hit the deck. So if you've been pinned down a lot and you're asked to advance, you fail, then that's what's going to happen. And advance will let you move and shoot in one turn, but the shooting won't be as accurate, so you'll have a penalty to shooting. So the Americans are up first in this one, and the simple aim of this is just to destroy each other. So I would imagine that we're going to need to move together a bit. So our range is 24 inches. I'm going to poke out the thing. So I'm guessing, oh come on, 6, 12, 18, 24. We're well out of range at the minute, okay? So we're going to advance and see if that will get us into range. So sorry, just trying to find the unit stats for this one. There we go. So we're going to move forward 6 inches. Everyone needs to be kept in nice close order with each other. Okay, and then we can see we're 6, 12, 18. So now we're pretty much in range. Let's take some shots. So, sorry the camera works really bad. Ah dear, we'll get better. As I do the videos, I'll get better. So we're just trying to get that hole better. So we're going to shoot. All right, we're going to get a dice per person. I've lost all my 6s now. There we go. So we're going to get to roll 3 dice here. Now, so there they are. So because we've advanced, rather than the 4s we normally shoot at, we're going to be shooting at, we're going to have to hit 5. So any 5s are a hit. So I managed to get 1 hit on the Germans. Okay. So now I get to roll that again, and if I can get a 4 or more, it's dead. We didn't this time, so we've just hit it. Now it's over to we know the other dice is the Germans. Prove it. There it is. So now they're going to just return fire. So now they're going to get 3 dice, though, hitting on 4s because they haven't moved. Wow, they've hit 3 times. So they roll them again and again. Now any 4s. Wow. Okay. So the Americans move forward, walked into a wall of fire, and they're all destroyed. So there you go. That would be the first mission. The second mission will it's called defensive positions, and I think I'll start looking at some of the more complicated missions in a separate video. So it's just a very basic. Wow, I've never rolled that well before. It'll never happen again, I promise you. Very basic mission just to teach you how to move and fire. The next one teaches you about defensive modifiers when you're behind walls and stuff. So it'll be the Americans are charging. What I'll try and do is I'll do a video that covers the next couple. Have all the bits ready so that we can start to look at some of the other stuff as I do it and put some terrain out. But that's it for me really today. I think in terms of depending, this kit very much determine on where you're coming from and what you want to achieve. If you've got younger family members who are wanting to get into it, who've never done any of this before, I think this would be a really great start. One of the lovely things about it is you're going to get some tokens. You're going to get 2 decent forces by the end of it. You're going to have some really nice. I mean, I know I haven't finished painting it yet, and my painting is what it is. But these are really lovely ruined buildings. In terms of value, given what you're getting, it's pretty good value. I think this is half of the ruined farmhouse kit, which is £20 on their website. You're essentially getting roughly half a box of each of the troops, which would be like £20 to £30. So I think when you add into that the fact you get order dice, the lovely book, which is really going to help you if you've never done anything like this before, a measuring device, which is obviously limited, you're much better just any standard tape measure from a DIY shop will be fine. Again, you know, the cardboard thing, not brilliant, but to put a vehicle in this, you know, £20-30 kit, it's going to put the price up to the point where it's not really, you know, what it's designed to be, which is an introduction to the world of tabletop gaming, in particular bolt action. The bigger 2-player starters are knocking on £100 now to buy. Again, an army kit for a starter army, £60 plus. So it's a lot of investment if you're not sure you're going to enjoy it. So this is a really good way of getting it on the table in a nice, you know, space that everyone will have. Throw it on the floor if you have to, wherever. But like I say, I mean, you can see the horrible mess at the other end of my dining table there, but there's still a lot of dining table left. Okay. So this little mat is going to let you get going, and then it's up to you. If you enjoy it, then obviously it's a massive rabbit hole you can fall down. Paints, more figures. The other nice thing about this is if you didn't want to go huge too soon, which is, you know, can outface you. You know, if you buy one of the bigger starter sets, you know, you can have almost, I don't know, 40, 50 figures aside to paint plus other stuff. This is a really small amount of painting to do. You've only got really 2 types of figure that you're painting. The greys you buy for the Germans and the browns will help you do the farmhouse. So you're not going to have to invest masses in paint to get you going, just to see if you like it. Also, it's going to give you all the basic information. It's going to let you play a few games. But if you did just want to add a few more figures and see how that feels, you can just pop on eBay, put in the name of the sprue for the figure that you want. And I mean, I had a quick look, and the US Rangers with bases are about £9 a sprue, and that'll get you another unit of 6, or you can start using those figures to make special units, or you can start using those figures to bolster units and make them slightly bigger. If you start to get into it, then obviously the next step is going to be to buy the rule book, so that you can start playing with bigger armies and have the rules for vehicles and a bit more on how to build your lists, which adds a lot to the game. But hopefully this has given you some ideas. Like I say, it's purely designed to be the sort of first video in a series. I'm going to come back and try and do some better videoing. I'll probably just set up a camera, which is what I should have done for this, so that it's just got an overview of the map, and that leaves me both my hands free to start doing some games, because I feel like I've changed the thing as well now. So sorry for that. I promise I'll get better. I probably really naffed this up. Anyway, join me next time for another video. Thanks a lot. This is Duncan. I'll see you soon. Bye.